Okay, so I'm just gonna do an update on on my other video because I heard I found his video on his other channel, and okay, when he started sucking the dick of live socks, I just couldn't stand it any longer. That was that was 95% into the video, so I heard 95% of this like 40 minutes long video. Uh, so this guy is also sucking the cock of the Rona topic, which doesn't surprise me. I mean, the guy's obviously a psychopath and an idiot. Uh, and a troll. Again, like I said in my previous video, I mean, what's up with saying Benetai's great? But you don't have to read his book. I mean, that's just retarded. I mean, you can just, if you don't want to read it physically, you can buy it in Google Books. You can read it digital, digital copy. And moreover, so I wanted to comment on the content, but it was strangely similar to the things he said in the podcast, which is weird because the podcast was supposed to be about uh the call for heroes. His call, what was it? So so he's repeating the same bullshit, and then there's what is just absolutely insane is that he uploaded it on another video where he's talking, so there's an echo from the other video where he's like, you're working on some, I don't know. He's doing some, what do you call it? Yeah, whatever. But anyway, there's talk on the other video, so we get this like, and I mean, who would do that? That's just rude, I think, to the listener. Uh, um, I mean, this guy's really mind blowing. I thought I've seen it all in my 10 years of antinatalism. But this guy's something else. I mean, wow. That is a serious high level retardation right there. Um, Also, what is sort of funny, with the exception of Benatar, almost all the the guys on the podcast, on the Antinatalism podcast, they are fans of Inmendum. But why would you be fan of a person who uses ad hominem attacks so much? Or how does that help his argument? So there's this other American guy, I forgot his name, but he's critical of Amanda, so of course she's ignoring him, and he's critical of Amanda, rightly so, in my opinion. Uh, well, also, what's up with so many people getting a vasectomy in this environment or committing suicide or something? I don't think getting vasectomies and committing suicide are unnecessary, but that's subjective, I guess, and it's two different topics. I mean, vasectomy and suicide not the same, but anyway, so this guy is like, yeah, essentially repeating the same crap, like with consent, no consent, avoiding the asymmetry. No, then he's quoting Upton Sinclair. With a philosophical quote about something like it's hard to convince somebody about something when they're dependent on not seeing the truth or something like that. Paraphrasing. That job depends on them not understanding it, which is actually in Why Does the World Exist by Jim Holt, by the way, but I guess he hasn't read that. He probably got the quote from somewhere else. Uh, yeah. So this guy's frame, he's been there for like a year or something, a couple of years in the antinatalist community, and his frame of reference, that's like stuff like life sucks, Amanda and in Mendham, and watching some videos with Benatar debates. Uh, okay. And then he says, at one point, he says, I think I've had a good life. I really highly doubt that. That just seems delusional for such a piece of shit as he obviously is. Uh, but yeah, I guess I should have taken some notes, but really about what he said, but in the video, but I just want to make a new one that makes it clear that I found his other channel. Uh, and I really didn't hear him say anything interesting or anything new in that video. And by the way, in terms of defining antinatalism, how about saying it's a debate about procreation? Wouldn't that be a good definition? Although it is kind of a euphemism. But yeah, anyway, this guy is just a complete piece of shit. And I don't think Conor Garcia is his real name. And I looked through the catalog of the Antinatalism podcast, and there are 39 episodes. Uh, and she talks with um with Glynos in number two. I like Glynos, so I'm probably gonna listen to that soon. But yeah, a lot of these guys fairly unknown people, and it seems the criterion for getting on the podcast is that you have a good relation to Amanda, and not really. And also, of course, she's abusing the name of antinatalism by not calling it the Ephilism podcast when she's clearly more interested in Ephilism. By the way, that reminds me of one of the dumbest comments in Connor's video, and that was where he compared the Me Too movement with antinatalism. Uh, Something like there being no consent in rape. But what does that got to do with Me Too, though? Uh, so this guy is really weird. Also, he said something like, it was a joke, but he said something like, hey, I don't want children because I like surfing or something. But anyway, that's just an example of like these completely like strange arbitrary connections he makes, which obviously comes from his uh, lack of knowledge about antinatalism. If he doesn't even bother to read the literature about the topic, well, why is he talking bullshit? I mean, this guy is just an absolute piece of shit.